The financial advice that built the middle class was written in 1955, and nobody told you it expired. My name is Mr. Penny, and I spend way too much time thinking about why following the financial crowd is one of the most dangerous things you can do with your money in today's economic environment. If you're someone who feels like you're doing everything right, but somehow still not getting ahead, like you're treading water while the cost of everything keeps climbing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out today. Here's the thing. Normal is not neutral. Normal is losing. And I know that sounds harsh, but stay with me here because the math on this is going to genuinely disturb you. The average American is saving somewhere around 6% of their income. The average American carries over $5,000 in credit card debt. The average American will retire with less than $200,000 saved, which at any reasonable withdrawal rate gives you maybe $800 a month to supplement Social Security. That's not retirement. That's just poverty with a different name. And yet everyone around you is doing these exact same things. Your coworkers are doing it. Your neighbors are doing it. Your family probably did it. So it feels normal. It feels safe. It feels like the reasonable, responsible path. But here's what most people don't realize. Normal financial behavior was designed for a world that no longer exists. Think about what normal looked like for your grandparents. You worked for one company for 40 years. They gave you a pension. Healthcare was cheap. Housing was affordable relative to wages. And a savings account actually earned meaningful interest. That entire system has collapsed. The pension is gone, replaced by a 401k that puts all the risk on you. Healthcare costs have exploded. Housing prices in most major cities have become genuinely detached from median incomes, and the average savings account still pays you almost nothing, while inflation quietly destroys your purchasing power year after year. The rules changed, but most people are still playing by the old ones. And this is where it gets really interesting, because the psychological trap of normal is actually more dangerous than the math. See, human beings are wired to look around and calibrate their behavior based on what everyone else is doing. Psychologists call this social proof, and it's one of the most powerful cognitive biases we have. When you see that everyone in your neighborhood drives a similar car, lives in a similar house, takes similar vacations, your brain registers that as the correct level of consumption. Spending more than your neighbors feels irresponsible. But spending at roughly the same level feels completely justified, even rational. The problem is that your neighbors are also broke. Statistics back this up in a pretty brutal way. A significant portion of households earning six-figure incomes still report living paycheck to paycheck. Not because six figures is insufficient money to build wealth. It's because lifestyle inflation is incredibly seductive, and our social environment makes overspending feel normal and prudent financial behavior feel weird. Now you might be thinking, okay, Mr. Penny, this is fine for people who are bad with money, but I'm reasonably responsible. I'm not going out and buying luxury cars I can't afford. I'm just living my life. And look, I hear you. This is actually the most dangerous version of the normal trap because it doesn't feel like a trap at all. Let me show you what responsible and normal actually costs you over a lifetime. Let's take two people, both earning $60,000 a year at age 25. Person A follows the crowd. They contribute 3% to their 401k to get the company match. They carry a modest $4,000 in credit card debt. They save whatever's left at the end of the month, which is usually not much. Person B does something uncomfortable. They pay off that credit card debt aggressively. They maximize their IRA contributions. They treat their investment contributions like a non-negotiable bill rather than an afterthought. By the time both people hit 65, the difference is staggering. We're talking potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, possibly over $1 million difference in net worth from two people with identical incomes. The only real difference was that person B decided to stop being normal. Here's the uncomfortable psychological truth underneath all of this. Most people will never make that shift because of something called present bias. Your brain assigns dramatically more emotional weight to things happening right now versus things happening in 20 years. Giving up a restaurant dinner tonight. Tonight feels like a real immediate sacrifice. Having an extra $100,000 at retirement feels abstract and distant. So your brain almost always votes for the dinner. Compounding this problem is what I call lifestyle anchoring. Once you get used to spending at a certain level, cutting back feels like deprivation, even if objectively you're still living very comfortably. If you've gotten used to spending $1,200 a month eating out and on entertainment, dropping to $800 feels painful, even though $800 a month is genuinely generous spending that billions of people would consider extraordinary. So what does not normal actually look like? Let me be specific here because vague advice is useless. Not normal means building a genuine emergency fund first, at least $1,000 immediately, then growing it to 3 months of real living expenses before you even think about investing beyond your employer match. Not normal means treating high interest debt as the financial emergency it actually is. If you've got credit card debt at 22% interest, paying it off is the highest guaranteed return investment you can possibly make. Not normal means understanding that your employer's matching contribution is 100% instant return on your money, which literally no investment on the planet can promise you, and prioritizing capturing every single dollar of that match. Not normal means using tax-advantaged accounts aggressively and in the right order before you ever touch a taxable brokerage account. Your Roth IRA, your traditional IRA, your HSA if you qualify. These are legal wealth-building tools that most people either underuse or completely ignore. An HSA especially, 3 layers of tax benefits. That's not an account. That's a superpower that the majority of eligible people simply aren't using. Here's what most people don't realize about the gap between normal and not normal. It's not actually that wide in terms of behavior change. We're often talking about redirecting maybe 5 to 10% of your income differently than the crowd does. The math on that reallocation over decades is genuinely transformative, but it requires something psychologically difficult, which is accepting short-term social friction in exchange for long-term security. Because here's the thing, when you stop being financially normal, people notice. Your friends might comment when you don't upgrade your phone every year. Family members might question why you're being so intense about money. There's a subtle social pressure to consume at the level everyone around you expects. Resisting that pressure requires a clear understanding of what you're actually building toward. The antidote to normal is having a specific, meaningful number that you're working toward and understanding exactly what that number buys you. Not retirement in the abstract, but what your actual life looks like when you're financially independent. That clarity is what makes the short-term sacrifice feel worth it. Normal in 2026 means watching inflation slowly erode your savings, watching housing affordability drift further out of reach, watching retirement feel less like a destination and more like a fantasy. Not normal means doing the boring, uncomfortable, slightly socially awkward things now so that future you has genuine options. The financial system is not designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to keep you consuming, borrowing, and staying exactly where you are. The entire advertising industry exists to make spending feel good and saving feel like suffering. Credit card companies employ behavioral psychologists specifically to make debt feel manageable and normal. Being normal in this environment is not the safe choice. Being normal is actively working against your own financial future every single day while feeling like you're doing fine. Here's my challenge to you. Write down 3 financial behaviors you have right now that you've never questioned because everyone around you does the same thing. Just look at them honestly. Maybe it's carrying a balance on a card because you tell yourself you'll pay it off next month. Maybe it's skipping retirement contributions when money feels tight. Maybe it's not having any real emergency fund because nothing bad has happened yet. Those are the places where normal is costing you the most. Those are the places where a different choice, even a small one, starts compounding in your favor instead of against you. You are not obligated to be financially average just because average is comfortable and familiar. The path to building real wealth has always been about choosing differently than the crowd, even when the crowd is everyone you know, especially when the crowd is everyone you. Is everyone you know. Stop being normal with your money. Your future self is counting on you to do the uncomfortable thing today. And if this video helped you see something differently, please share it with someone you care about, because the best financial decision they ever make might be realizing that normal was never actually safe.